When I first came to Australia, I guess 13 years ago now, I was struck by just how much the medical research community in Australia hit above its weight. Absolutely fantastic ideas. The biggest challenge is how do you take those ideas and translate them into products and into opportunities in the healthcare sector. So I thought I'd just, in a sense, start by just asking a quick question, a bit of a survey. How many here are actively involved in doing research? Please put your hands up. How many have published a scientific paper? Keep them up. How many published a scientific paper as a sole author? I just illustrate there that actually it's very difficult to achieve what you want to do on your own. And when it comes to thinking of developing a commercial opportunity, it's even more challenging. So build the team. And what that means is really finding the right type of individuals who can help you do what you need to do. That might be a mentor, it might be bringing people together around this opportunity that are absolutely going to be required. And if you think you need a small number in a team to do some research, you're going to need an even greater number of individuals to develop a commercial opportunity. Investors often say, back the jockey, not the horse. We've been talking about big ideas, but often it's the person that we're backing and their ability and the confidence we have in them to be able to take that idea right the way through. Now, the person who invents the opportunity might not necessarily be the best jockey to execute and deliver and build success. So as part of that team, it's knowing where each person fits and who should be doing what. But you need a champion who's going to make this succeed. I set up a company in September, and on day one, this was the team, a group of directors, including pharma executives from Europe that were from the large pharmaceutical sector, a leading academic, South Australian Scientist of the Year, an investment bank manager. But the key thing was building not just a group of directors around an opportunity, and this was a vaccine opportunity to take on Wyeth and Pfizer, who've got a product that's making them $6 billion a year. But it's not working well enough, and it needs a solution to that problem. And so we actually brought into the Scientific and Advisory Board the people that developed the Wyeth-Pfizer vaccine, and a whole bunch of other people. So you need to really think about how do you build that team, and this is the way I like to do it, so that from day one, you've got the right people involved. Know your customer. It's quite a challenging thing to answer sometimes. A lot of people here would say, well, my customer's a patient. But actually, that might not be the case. It may be a healthcare provider. I'm working with a company at the moment that's developing a solution for chronic pain. It's a psychosocial pacing tool which helps individuals cope with chronic pain. And whilst it could be sold directly to patients, it's actually psychologists and physiotherapists who are the real customer that are recommending this opportunity to their patients, and the insurance companies are paying. So it's understanding who the customer is. If it's a drug development company, then your customer may well be another pharmaceutical company. So you're building your business towards effectively making money, some kind of exit for your investors, and that might mean a trade sale or something of that sort to an existing company. So it's understanding who your customer is, which will help you design what type of business you should be developing. And constantly we reassess the business model. You have a go at things, and it doesn't quite work, and you have to figure out what does work. So one of the biggest challenges, I think, is perseverance, persistence, and the ability to adapt to the challenges that people often find when they're working in this innovation, commercialization space. Capital. We've talked about that already. Don't we need money, right? Everybody needs money. Every business needs to be able to raise money. And it's a big challenge as to how to do that. But you need people in the team who've got the capacity to write grants, to raise equity, to secure debt. You must remember Marlene's recommendation to go after the R&D tax credit. It's very useful. And Bill Clinton said, it's the economy, stupid. Well, if you think about capital, it's the return on investment, stupid. So think about that when you're talking to your investors. Big idea. Think big continuously, right? Don't give up on the idea that something that might be useful for a local community here or a hospital setting could actually be a global solution. And I think it's fantastic that we've got all of these examples today, which I think are fantastic opportunities. I want to just end with a bit of a story. This is a company that I helped to raise some money for recently, and it was actually a US company. And they were working on a DNA-based vaccine for treating allergy, cancer, and infectious diseases. And what you can see here is the target that they were actually going after, which is a pollen which is released from cedar. And you can see those clouds of pollen that are actually being released. And it was a private company founded in 2005. The initial IP came from Johns Hopkins University, and it's called LAMPvax, which is a fusion between a protein called LAMP, which is found in the lysosome, and another protein. And they initially wanted to focus on DNA, and a DNA vaccine against herpes and against HIV. And what happened was it didn't go as well as they wanted, and they decided to refocus on Japanese red cedar. And they created a fusion protein, and it has a number of immunotherapeutic properties. And what were the lessons that were learned from this? Well, the first is that they were standing on the shoulders of giants. LAMP was discovered many, many years ago, and that's probably something you'll all find. You're building your innovation often on the back of other people's contributions. They had good ideas. They had patents. They had an entrepreneur who liked the story. They were able to pursue a clinical indication which was a bit unexpected in the allergy field. They'd done some cost-effective phase 1 trials, and over a 10-year period, they spent $20 million. I helped them raise $6.8 million in 2014, and then Astellas jumped in and agreed to pay them $15 million up front, with a $55 million milestone and a 25% royalty on net sales of this allergy vaccine against red cedar allergy in Japan, where 50% of the population suffer from this allergy. That was a great outcome, less than 6 months after investing in the company. And then in October 2015, Astellas decided they wanted the worldwide rights and paid them $300 million for the privilege. So think big, think continuously about the opportunities. So just to finish, build the team, know your customer. Investors want a return on investment, and think big continuously. Thank you.